For decades, the United States Navy SEALs have occupied a near-mythical position in modern warfare. They are not just another special forces unit. They are a strategic instrument of American power projection, designed to operate in environments where conventional military forces either cannot survive or cannot politically exist. From the mountains of Afghanistan and the deserts of Iraq to covert maritime missions in contested waters, the SEALs have become synonymous with high-risk direct action, counterterrorism, hostage rescue, reconnaissance, and clandestine raids. Their reputation exploded globally after the 2011 raid that killed Osama bin Laden, but that operation represented only a fraction of what the organization is actually capable of. Behind the public image lies an extraordinarily expensive, technologically advanced, and highly secretive warfighting ecosystem backed by the full weight of the American military-industrial complex. The real question is not whether the Navy SEALs are elite. The real question is how much combat power the United States can concentrate around a relatively small group of operators. The Navy SEALs were officially established in 1962 under President John F. Kennedy during the height of the Cold War. American military planners needed a force capable of conducting sabotage, coastal infiltration, guerrilla warfare, and covert reconnaissance behind enemy lines without relying on massive troop deployments. The acronym SEAL stands for Sea, Air, and Land, reflecting the unit's ability to conduct operations across multiple combat environments. Unlike conventional infantry, SEAL operators are trained to infiltrate targets from submarines, helicopters, high-altitude aircraft, and fast assault craft while maintaining operational secrecy deep inside hostile territory. Over time, the SEALs evolved far beyond their original maritime mission. Today, they operate as a global strike force capable of precision raids, intelligence gathering, counterinsurgency, cyber-assisted warfare, and strategic counterterrorism operations. Despite their global reputation, the Navy SEALs are relatively small in number. Estimates suggest there are roughly 2,400 to 3,000 active-duty SEAL operators. However, the broader naval special warfare community, including support personnel, likely exceeds 9,000 members. That larger ecosystem includes intelligence analysts, drone specialists, communications experts, medics, logistics personnel, cyber warfare teams, engineers, and special warfare combatant craft crewmen, better known as SWCC operators. These SWCC units are responsible for operating heavily armed fast attack boats that transport SEAL teams into hostile coastal and riverine environments. What makes the SEALs dangerous is not raw manpower. It is the level of specialization concentrated into each individual operator. Every SEAL represents years of training, millions of dollars in equipment and support infrastructure, and access to one of the most advanced intelligence networks on Earth. The SEAL community is divided into multiple operational teams, each aligned to different global theaters. Teams such as SEAL Team 1, 3, 5, and 7 traditionally focus on the Indo-Pacific region, while Teams 2, 4, 8, and 10 are more closely tied to Europe, Africa, the Atlantic, and the Middle East. There are also specialized SEAL delivery vehicle teams trained for underwater infiltration missions using miniature submersibles launched from nuclear submarines. At the very top sits DEVGRU, commonly known as SEAL Team 6. Officially called the Naval Special Warfare Development Group, DEVGRU functions as one of America's premier Tier 1 counterterrorism units alongside Delta Force. Its operators are selected from experienced SEAL veterans and undergo another brutal screening pipeline known internally as Green Team. DEVGRU specializes in hostage rescue, high-value target elimination, and politically sensitive missions requiring near-total secrecy. The unit works closely with the CIA, NSA, and other intelligence agencies, often operating with real-time satellite surveillance, signals intelligence, and drone reconnaissance support. The SEAL training pipeline is infamous for its brutality. Candidates begin with BUD/S, or Basic Underwater Demolition/SEAL training, a multi-phase course designed to push the human body and mind to their absolute limits. The most notorious phase is Hell Week, where trainees endure nearly continuous physical punishment while surviving on minimal sleep for almost an entire week. Long-distance ocean swims, freezing surf exposure, obstacle courses, heavy load carries, and relentless psychological stress are constant elements of the program. Attrition rates routinely exceed 70%, and in some classes, failure rates climb far higher. But graduating from BUD/S does not make someone operational. Candidates still move through SEAL qualification training, advanced weapons courses, close quarters battle instruction, sniper programs, survival training, combat diving, and Halo/HAHO parachuting. Even after becoming fully qualified operators, SEALs continue training throughout their careers because modern special warfare evolves constantly alongside emerging technologies and geopolitical threats. The Navy SEALs operate some of the most advanced small arms in the American arsenal. Their standard rifles often include the HK-416 and the M4A1 SOPMOD, both heavily customized depending on mission requirements. For close-quarters combat, operators frequently deploy the Heckler & Koch MP7, while long-range engagements rely on systems such as the Barrett MRAD and the 13 Malawian Quach's Mod 7 sniper platform. However, the real advantage lies beyond the weapons themselves. Modern SEAL teams operate with advanced thermal optics, next-generation night vision systems, encrypted battlefield communications, laser targeting modules, suppressors, and lightweight ballistic armor. Miniature reconnaissance drones now play a major role in mission planning, allowing operators to observe targets in real time before launching assaults. In many scenarios, information dominance matters more than raw firepower. Unlike most special operations units, the Navy SEALs possess highly specialized maritime infiltration capabilities. One of the most recognizable platforms is the Mark V Special Operations Craft, a high-speed assault boat capable of exceeding 50 knots, while transporting heavily armed operators into hostile territory. Newer platforms such as the Combatant Craft Assault improve stealth characteristics, navigation systems, and operational flexibility for littoral warfare. For underwater operations, the SEALs utilize SEAL delivery vehicles, small submersibles designed to transport operators from submerged nuclear submarines directly to enemy coastlines. These systems enable clandestine infiltration missions with extremely low radar visibility. This underwater insertion capability remains one of the defining characteristics separating the SEALs from many other elite military units worldwide. The SEALs do not operate alone. Their effectiveness is amplified by deep integration with the broader U.S. Special Operations ecosystem. Aviation support primarily comes from 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the legendary Night Stalkers. This unit operates aircraft such as the MH-60 Black Hawk, MH-47 Chinook, and the Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey for rapid infiltration and extraction missions. Drone surveillance is frequently handled by platforms like the MQ-9 Reaper, capable of providing persistent ISR intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance across large operational zones. In major operations, SEAL teams may also receive support from aircraft carriers, destroyers, nuclear submarines, satellite networks, cyber warfare assets, and global intelligence databases. This layered support infrastructure is what allows relatively small teams of operators to conduct missions with strategic-level impact. Maintaining a force like the Navy SEALs is extraordinarily expensive. Estimates suggest the naval special warfare community consumes between $3 billion and $5 billion annually once training, deployments, logistics, aviation support, intelligence systems, and technological infrastructure are included. Monthly operational costs alone likely range between $250 million and $400 million depending on deployment tempo and global activity levels. Training a single SEAL operator can cost well over $500,000. especially when accounting for ammunition, aircraft usage, combat diving systems, medical support, simulation environments, and the massive attrition rates during selection. In reality, the United States is not simply funding soldiers. It is funding an integrated global covert warfare capability. The SEALs became globally famous after Operation Neptune Spear in 2011, when DEVGRU operators conducted the raid that killed Osama bin Laden inside Pakistan. But the organization's combat history stretches far beyond that single mission. Throughout the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, SEAL teams conducted thousands of raids targeting insurgent networks, terrorist leaders, weapons caches, and intelligence targets. They also played major roles in anti-piracy operations near Somalia, including the rescue of Captain Richard Phillips in 2009. Much of their current activity remains classified, but SEAL operators are believed to maintain active deployments across the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Africa, and parts of the Indo-Pacific region. The true power of the U.S. Navy SEALs does not come from numbers alone. It comes from the fusion of elite personnel, advanced technology, global intelligence access, rapid deployment capability, and virtually unmatched logistical support. They are not merely commandos carrying rifles into combat zones. They are the forward edge of a massive American special operations architecture that combines drones, satellites, cyber warfare, stealth aviation, naval power, and real-time intelligence into a single operational framework. In modern warfare, the Navy SEALs represent something far more significant than an elite military unit. They represent America's ability to project precision violence anywhere on the planet with speed, secrecy, and overwhelming technological superiority.